Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video tutorial for Maverick Render. In this tutorial we will guide you through the process of rendering a piece of jewelry over a perfectly plain white background. The render will preserve its white background despite featuring proper shadows and reflections, as requested by jewelry designers. Here we have a ring model we brought from Rhino via our Rhino to Maverick Bridge plugin. Once the model is in Maverick, the first thing we'll do is dress it with materials. Let's go to the Jewelry folder in the Shading library and drop the diamond material on the group of gems in the Objects panel. Let's do the same with a gold material on the Metal group. Jewelry models are often well organized in groups, so this is often the easiest way to apply materials. Once the materials are ready, you can replace one in particular pressing the Alt key. The Alt modifier replaces the material at once in all the objects that are currently using it. Next we will drop an ambience. Let's go to the Lighting library and expand its folders. In the Studio folder we will find Lightbox and White Shadow Catcher ambiences. Let's pick one of these and let's take the camera to a viewpoint we like. Then we will set the output resolution in the render panel and store the camera position. Let's drop some more ambiences to see how the appearance of the image changes. In the White SC folder you will find ambiences with lights. Of course you can add your own lights afterwards if you want. Let's edit the shadow catcher floor, increasing the amount and roughness of the reflection layer. Let's enable the AI denoiser and let's configure the region of interest. In this case we will need to shrink the radius to adapt to the size of the scene. It is important to keep the ROI disk within the boundaries of the frame for shadows and reflections to not bleed outside the frame. Let's enable render sets in the compositing panel. Make sure that the list of object IDs is set to its default value all. Now let's define the target sampling level in the render panel. We will set it to 10 and enable the AI denoiser, which usually works great in scenes like this. We will choose PSD for the output file format, setting the output path we want. Now let's start a final render and wait until all the layers needed to detach shadows and reflections are ready. When done, we will open the output file, which will automatically take us to Photoshop. There you will find the shadows and reflection layers detached from the backdrop, which color you may change trivially. Now let's see what the composite PNG written as a byproduct of render sets looks like. In the output folder we will find both the output PSD and the PNG composite. Imagine that we wanted to place our render on our website. We might simply drop the PNG and see how its embedded alpha perfectly blends the shadows and reflections. This has been a top request we've received from many of our customers. Next we will try a white background setup on a different scene. We will use one of the jewelry sample scenes included in the Maverick installer. Let's drop a shadow catcher from the library. Let's enable the backplate, and set a white color with a power of 15 to make sure that exposure clips to perfect white. Let's select the shadow catcher and configure its region of interest. Do not forget to disable the show clipping toggle once you're done, or the disk queue will show up in the final render. Now you can go to the backplate and set any other color, which is ideal for product imagery. To wrap things up, here's a turntable over a white background using the scene we just set up. This is all for now. See you in the next video. Have fun rendering with Maverick.